So what it's time to do today, it's time to strain the tinctures. I know a lot of people, they share the finished products, they share the end of their journey, you know, they talked about what they've done, but they don't show you like the process. And I want to make sure that I'm showing the process so that you feel like you can do this when I'm not with you. Okay, so we have the tinctures that we're going to strain. I have a glass jar. I have what they call a mesh strainer. Have some scissors, some cheesecloth, and then over here I have some amber glass bottles. Now I got these in 16 ounce, but you'll get your bottles according to how big or small your jars are that you tincture. If you tincture something bigger, you'll need something bigger. If you tincture something smaller, you need something smaller. So I went ahead and got 12 of these because from what I'm going to be tincturing today, there are 12 bottles. So there's 12 jars. So we have these 12 here. We have their tops. So let's move that out of the way. And the last thing that we have, these are duck and chicken egg cartons. That's not what we need. So here we have our dropper bottles. These are the labels that I will be using. And I just decided to get another one of these. So let us get started. All right, so the first thing that I am going to go ahead and strain off is oat straw. So I started this tincture on September the 10th, and it is now October the 23rd. So it is time for this to be taken care of. I needed to get a few more materials in, and I have gotten them in. Once I cut, we're gonna start straining. So I know that this cut is messy, and I like to have excellence in all that I do. So what I'll do is when I have another chance, I'll go back and I'll just take the time and I'll cut all of the, oh wow, that's ready. I'll cut all of the cheesecloth the same width. So what I'm doing essentially is I'm wrapping the cheesecloth around the strainer. And what that's gonna do is just allow what I want to go in, and what I don't to not go in. But the reason I'm doing it this way is so that I can keep all of the herbs up top and separated. I've been using oat straw for the past month now, and I have truly loved it. I've truly enjoyed it. It's been very helpful for me. You can look up some of the benefits of oat straw. And then you can stop here. You can go ahead and twist a little bit, and then you can strain. And that doesn't buy you that much more, but every drop counts because that vodka costs money, you know? And those herbs cost money, whether you forge them, whether you purchase them, especially if you purchase them. So you really want to make sure that you're getting the best value possible. So I just wash my hands unless I'm going to wash them again. So now that I have that done, I am going to get my bottle. I do have some funnels. I sent someone to get them, and they're not back in time. The show still continues. I hear the ducks. So since this particular container has a spout, we can see that I was able to get it in here and almost not waste one single drop. I got one drop there. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and, can you guys see this well? I hope you can. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is get the top on here. And one of the most important things is to label everything. So I'm going to wipe this bottle here. I just have a paper towel right here beside my excess cheesecloth. And I'm just going to wipe that little drop that got on there off. And then, so one of the most important things we can do is label. So I'll show you the label maker that I use / that I am using. And also on top of that, or with that being said, I went ahead and just did all the labels so we could just do all of these tinctures together and I could just show them to you. Some people toss these cloths. I'm going to just rinse them out, wash them, and then reuse them so that I can get more bang for my buck. But let me get the labels and then let's do the rest of these. I know that some people add this back to their compost, but I also know that some people burn their herbs. Where I learned to do my tincturing and tea making and so forth was from my teacher, Kaylee and Bridget from the Homestead, and that's what they do. And look at this! I have my very first official. I'm super excited about that. We're gonna go ahead and go to the next one. And I think that I have another piece of cheesecloth that I cut. Yes, perfect, beautiful. And now we are gonna get on to our second one. And this time we are gonna be doing chamomile. Ooh, I'm excited about chamomile. Chamomile is a really sweet one to work on. So, you pop that top. Yeah, I like that a lot. And, you know, you could just take the same labels that you have and add those. I'm going to come back and fix my labels in a minute, but for right now, the most important thing is getting them labeled. And I only have a certain amount of time on my camera, and I only have a certain amount of time for the day. You guys know I have 5 kitties, homeschool, and I wake up early, but sometimes the early still isn't early enough. And I waited all this extra time just so that you guys could get it. Some of you were telling me that you were excited about this, that you wanted to hear about what I was doing, that you wanted to see the process. And I thought, you want to see it, baby? I want to show you. So, all right, let's do chamomile. And then maybe I will speed the other ones up. Drop. Doesn't want me to be green. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get the top on there. Oh, I'm so excited. Now, let's see if I can maybe chamomile and oat straw. And so I'm gonna take these, rinse these, and I'll be back. Who's ready to check out some passion flower? Passion flower is a really cool one as well. I have been using passion flower and lemon balm at night, and that has been really helpful for me. So those are the 3 tinctures that I personally have been using, excited about using, I'm excited about sharing. They have been very helpful. Now, you see, you don't have to use as much. Just want to be as conscious as we can with everything have everything that we do. It matters. It makes a difference. And here we go. This is so exciting. Just rinse off my hand. And we are going to go ahead and transfer. I was gonna say, I didn't drop a drop. I dropped the drop. It's okay though. So, passion flower right here. And let's get a top. And we've got another one. So coming up, I was doing a few other things, and one of the requests that I had was for tinctures without alcohol. All of these are using vodka, so I'll be back and I have some tinctures that are using other things. Next up we have mullein. Mullein feels so good to squeeze. It's totally like a sensorial. You guys know I used to have a daycare for like almost 10 years. Mullein is like fluffy and so light and spongy. And I think it was like the chamomile when I was doing it. I was like, wow, this is hard. But the mullein is not like that, so that's really cool. All right, so you know what this is time for? A jar. We get to pour mullein. Your girl didn't drop a drop. I'm super excited about that one. My plan is to, for the most part, leave these as is. And when I need to have a tincture, I can then pour tincture. But I wonder if I should just like show you guys how I'll pour that. Should we do that in another video? Maybe when I get some orders, when I list these, come back and pour them and label them. Should we do that? I'm not really sure yet. So we're doing lemon balm next. be even either. You know what? That's okay too. We can even see what the tinctures are not all even. The passion flower gave us the least. And also, chamomile didn't give us much, but these gave us nice size bottles. Is it Myria Poma? This one? You know, I try not to go into many details with the herbs. I always say you can do the research. Maybe I'll change that stance later. I feel like knowledge is power. You can see what I'm using, what I'm doing. I'm telling you the names. You're like, oh, okay, let me see what that is. Because I feel like we have to all take charge in our health. But then there's certain things that we only know what people tell us, and you know, we get from others and so forth. And this is one that I was introduced to by my mentors. I hadn't heard of this, and this would be a perfect one around love days and love times. This is one that's very exciting for some genders, people, and so this is very hard to squeeze. Oh boy, it's squeezing rocks. But it might yield to some really good fun and activities. So that's exciting, and it's really cool to know that, you know, there are herbs that can be exciting, that can be used for, you know, respiratory, that can be used in times of stress, in times when you have a lot going on. The oat straw that I use for that reason. And then the passion flower and lemon balm I use at nighttime. It's healing. So it's just nice to know that we have all we need here to help us live good healthy lives. So, label. The most important thing is to label everything, all the details. Now, when I open up these I'm personally using 1 fluid ounce jars. They do have 2 fluid ounces and so forth. When the most important thing, this label's not straight, but the most important thing is to label, sorry, the kids are taking care of the animals. The most important thing is to label everything so that you know what you used, when you did it, all the good information that's helpful later on. So yeah, I am definitely going to take my own advice and pre-cut my cheesecloth so that it saves me a little bit later. Were there any eggs? Oh, I gotta go back out. So, all right. We are going to do goldenrod next. And goldenrod is a video that I made recently, and I shared with you guys how I did an infusion with oil infusion, and then I also did one with the vodka, so you can see that as well. Stay tuned. I am coming back to also make a salve, and I'm coming back to make a soup. So those are videos that will be forthcoming. Thank you guys for being patient. And if you have, there are some other videos that I haven't shared that you want to see, let me know, and I will work on those as well. Sorry if you hear my kids getting their animal food and things like that, but it is chore time this morning, and I'm in the kitchen. So I'm just going to get this goldenrod poured. waste even a drop. So, all right. Woohoo! Another one down. So exciting. Catnip. I should say this, the catnip doesn't smell so good. I will tell you what I need to do in just a minute. Yeah, the catnip doesn't smell so good.
More people are not cats. These cats love catnip.
Mm-hmm.
But humans don't really like catnip. Okay. Label. So I know a lot of people, they share the finished products, they share the end of their journey, you know, they talked about what they've done, but they don't show you like the process. And I want to make sure that I'm showing the process so that you feel like you can do this when I'm not with you. So this one is hyssop. Hyssop is mentioned in the Bible for those, you know, that do or don't believe. Just knowing context of it. And so I was excited to grow it this year. It's my first time growing hyssop, my first time having hyssop tea. I've got lots of reels of it on Instagram, and I've been really excited about this. And I think it's really amazing. And even better when you can make stuff that you've grown yourself. So, a bottle for me. That's good. So ideally, in what time I'll have jars and strainers for every single herb. But for now, just kind of washing and rinsing between uses. It's okay with me. And, you know, thank you. You want to put it on there? You can put it on there. So, again, labeling. There's a label maker that I like better, but We got 9 jars.
this was here in my home, free. We're gonna use what we have and be thankful and grateful for that. And as we are able, we'll upgrade and update some things. But until then, we'll just be happy. I have yarrow and motherwort. And I'm gonna do motherwort first.
So I was hearing this story about a lady and how she was going out of the country and she was supposed to be able to take all these herbs, blah, blah, blah. Well, fast forward, something comes up and they're like, no, you can only take one. Don't know all the details of it. But the one that she took with her out of the town, out of the country, was this motherwort. And if she could, you know, if she could, yeah, there's one on the side. If she could choose this herb out of every single herb, this is the one that she chose and she's going out of the country. To me, that lets me know the absolute importance of this herb that you don't really hear a lot about.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So, yeah.
10, 11, 12.
So that lets me know the importance of it. And that was pretty motivating to me. I wonder if I poured it here, would it do as well? Thanks, those boys from my funnel. I just got a new pack.
You need a funnel?
The new ones I bought just for the tinctures. They haven't brought it yet. But I did it this way at the chance that I might lose a couple drops, and I did. Because my daughter told me that I dropped a nerve, and I can see it, I did. And I probably could have did the other way and just grabbed it at the end, but it's important that we listen to children when they speak. And she knew what she was talking about. So, all right, you want to put the top on there? Motherwort kind of reminds me of catnip. Just a little bit. And the last one we're gonna take care of is yarrow. Okay. Last one, yarrow. And yarrow is really nice too. I think I want to make like a soap with yarrow as well. And I definitely want to do a few other skincare items. So I'm excited to give yarrow. It's good like that. It's good. It's good. Yeah. It's good to give yarrow a go. So I think I'm gonna give yarrow a go with another. I got it, baby. I got it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. I think I want to give yarrow a go in my other skincare products. So let me squeeze it this way. I thought that it might be a little too short. It was the end of the end. It's fine. We shouldn't stress the small things. And honestly, we shouldn't stress the big things. So, alright. I've got my last bottle. This one has the yarrow inside of it. I can clearly see that. And we're just going to hope that we don't waste too much. Again, this is not the best example because I should be using my funnels, and I'm not.
But you couldn't find them, so it's okay.
Well, I know where they are. I sent helpers, but the helpers have got distracted with Legos and
Turtles and monkeys.
having a good time. So it's okay. Next time I'll make sure that I have it. They were in a different place because they just came in from Amazon. It was a 3-pack, the small ones, and I was getting it just for this. So anyway, you can go ahead and put your top on there. Alright. if I could leave the tip, to have your labels already ready. I think that helps to move things along. The second tip would be to have your cheesecloth already cut. I think that moves things around. The third tip would be to go ahead and have as many containers and strainers as you can. I think that would be helpful, and that would move things along the way. Obviously cleaning up as you go definitely helps out and moves things along the way. So these are some things that, some tips that I hope help you. I hope that this was encouraging and inspiring, that if you felt that this was difficult or hard, that after watching my video, you're like, oh yeah, I totally have what it takes and I totally can do this. So I'm just want to say thank you for watching. I hope this video was encouraging, inspiring, motivating to you. And until the next video, peace and blessings unto you.